Oh, you know why? Because this is going the wrong way. I knew I was doing something wrong. This may now extend out and go the other way. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this. And make 2 full blocks. So that we can come to stairs. And make the stairs go up the other way. They need to be one more back though. So for the monster, da. There we go. Yeah, I don't know about like. Oh, I'll have something to play with to see for sure. It's the man. Do your best to like fully, properly remind me tomorrow to give you the list, and I will load into Unreal and grab like the full official list of everything I need. The haunted science ribbons. What are the ones we have so far? What's That's it so far? Oh yeah, well, I passed my test, or I took my test and all I got was a lousy ribbon. Oh, hang on. What just happened? Oh. Computer just had a heart attack. Okay, I don't know, because you never really, like, confirmed or denied if that would even be a good ribbon to have. I see. I wasn't fully sold on it either was the issue. Oh, I just broke that entire thing on accident. God damn it. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I don't play like either, so. To be redone, thought about. Question is, why would be a good ripping then? Wait, what? What? Which floppy disk? Like roller coaster or whatever? Well, what coaster? I'm still doing a floppy disk coaster? Uh-huh. I don't know, because you also kept saying no to the idea. I've watched you be contradictory so many times that I lost count, so I don't assume anything until I have full, like, formal confirmation that X, Y, or Z thing is going down. Like, yeah, I probably did watch you make a coaster, but I've also watched you make, like, doodles and other things that go nowhere too, man. So, what was the original question? I do? I thought you didn't want me to. That's fine. Yeah, but you were confusing me then. You need to, like, confirm or, start rejecting ideas more firmly. See. But I don't know what you want me to say. You want to make it or no? I thought it would be a really cute idea. Uh-huh. No. I never said I don't want you to make it. What? Because I was under the impression you canceled it, so I was like, oh. It sounds like if you don't want to make something, I don't want to force you to make something. That's what you always tell me. Don't force you to make it. Otherwise, you just don't make it. It's even worse. It takes you even longer. I'm like, okay, I won't force you to make things. That's fine. Okay, so those are the two coasters you just sent me. No, that's okay. I would just ask for an extra coaster. Uh-huh. I think you can just play these. Oh, I know what my issue is with this. The issue is coming from the floor and the wall not matching up. Period. So we do that first. Then I do this. Then I go to pillars and beams, and I get this pillar. I see. I wonder that you're trying to be an inner floor banister, and I need you to be an outer rim banister. Okay. There we go. That looks normal now. Which trick is still to leave unused space? You want to stream to me what you're doing? Why can't I? After that? Okay. I was mostly asking for the music. I feel like number one's better. The bigger. Uh-huh. Well, yeah. Uh-huh. Hoping it'll look nice and it actually looking nice are two separate coins, though. Uh, Hoping and having are two separate coins. Yeah. It's like saying you can't have your cake and eat it too. What do you think? I think I'm moving the stairs up. Yeah, it is, but I'm thinking of moving the stairs up still. Be like, huh? Uh-huh. I think it's because the stairs were a little too far back. Where normally they're like right at the little balcony bit. So now if I do this, I go fences there. We go bip. We go bop. Why does that staircase intersect but that one doesn't? There we go. Alright, what do you think? Think it's better than before? Okay. What's going on? I see. You sound upsetty. I see. Let me know if I can help. Okay, I can easily couple. Yeah. No, yeah, I think it's just. I think if you tried to optimize too far, then you'd cause a collapse on yourself. So it is just. Uh huh. Well, because okay, so I think the Reddit post that's like currently going viral is the teacher of like an art class or whatever was teaching students for like drawing, and he had one person in his class who really liked like the peacock and like glitter aesthetic. Super girly pop, I think, is like the actual terminology of it. Or yeah, it's an actual term. That much I know. Either way, he had one girl in his class who like absolutely loved it, but he was driven mad by this stuff, and as a result, she like underdid herself at first or whatever, where she just like didn't put on the stuff that she liked and was like really hesitant with it, but like still kind of added it to, you know, keep a bit of her own character in or whatever. And he was just like, no, don't do that. Just go wild with it. I would rather you go wild and I get driven insane than you give up your artistic integrity and appeal to me. as like it's not a bad moral. The moral is just don't try to appeal to everyone, man. Not gonna work. Uh-huh. Uh, I think it's better just being with fish. Yeah, I don't think it's something that should appeal to me. It is not my say. I see. Uh-huh. But like, you know how hard I am specifically with art stuff too, man. So it is what it is. I am a tough customer. Huh? Yeah. But like, I'm a tough customer, but it is just something that happens. You do not need me to buy from you. Oh, this is a little annoying. Yeah. Replace the current one. What in the world is this song? I see. Sounds like it sounds like a weird ass like he gonna get ya. I see. I will not know what that means. I did not play Hollow Knight, remember? Yeah, so I will not know what that means. Lost on me. No. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I know what this song is, though. I'm thinking about like the update and quality of update cycles for like Abiotic and Core Keeper. Now that I'm hearing this too, by the way, and I'm just like, I understand why I like Abiotic more. I feel like Core Keeper also focuses like a weirdly large amount on the wrong things, where they're like, oh, here's a brand new biome, and then it's like, here's 2 enemies in that biome. And you're just like, okay, cool, thanks for the 2 enemies, but like, is there new outfits or mechanics? And they're like, you get 1. They're not gonna tell you 1 of what, they're just gonna say you get 1. Like, yeah, you go in, you look, and it's just like, oh, you mean you get 1 new outfit, or like, style each. Cool. Fun, but a little lackluster. And yeah, Abiotic is just like, hey, have you ever wanted to tame a dog and then make the dog electric? What if you fed this little creature nightmare fuel? Does he become a nightmare? Who knows? Go science. And I'm just like, the difference in how they get and how they do their updates is wildly staggering. Yep. You know what the hardest part of making a new game engine is going to be that I'm probably going to try to crack sooner than later, by the way? I have to make a save system. I have to make a file you can write to that is just like, here is all the different like data bits, etc., of what constitutes a save. The funny bit is this means that this is also going to be one of the most moddable games of all time. Yeah. Well, and injections, but it was like, same thing. I am thinking on, at that point, adding in a, like, if it doesn't take much time away from making the full game work, obviously, a custom import would be kind of funny. Where your own events, your own daily, like, weather event things, or like your own naturally occurring events. Probably like JSON or XML. XML is really easy. XML is like super easy, in fact. You could write an XML file and know what you're doing for the most part. Yeah, so it's like I could make it do that. It's one of those, like, yeah, it's very theoretically possible, but I don't know enough to actually just like do it off the bat. That being said, a save system is like so mandatory that I actually kind of have to do that one next. This is Core Keeper, right? This is Celeste? Whack. I feel like I've heard this in another area before, like another game. That's fair. I also did watch when like Gidio played through this whole thing. To which I'm gonna start experimenting, by the way, with Twitch. I am going to see how long it takes for it to actually become a problem that I just continue leaving my category as Winrose. I'll still change for like abiotic on weekends or no, I'll leave it on Winrose for everything. Let's just see how it goes. I mean, it's good bait. Yeah, kinda. It's good bait, you gotta admit. Oh yeah, I don't think I got to show off this area on stream before. This is the lumber mill. It's like actually done. We have the storage shack, we have like little seating area. We have the actual sawmill over here. I have a great memory of building this sawmill now too, because I built it to Frog playing Kingdom Hearts 2. And I think... I'm trying to remember what conversation it was I was having. I know it was Organization 13 stuff. Yeah. Twitch. Okay, I have a question about that whole digital world thing. Do the digital world people ever get Heartless, or no? So nothing in the digital world ever had a Heartless. You say that with such skepticism. What do you mean we don't talk about that one? What is that? What is recompletion? Failed at killing someone so bad you brought him back to life. So failing at killing someone so badly that you bring him back to life. Okay. Okay. Wait, that's why Xehanort's in 3? Oh, I see. Okay, well, okay, yeah. That was my brain skipping a beat for a second there. I know that. It was the 3 was what was throwing me through a loop, because you said 3 as if... Well, you said 3 as if I had actually, like, seen or done anything with 3 yet, but I've gotten as far as 2. And I only did 2 with Frog because I know we were doing 3, 3, 6, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Which, did that come out before or after 2? Okay. Because I think the reason I was like losing so much interest too is nothing happens in that game. Nothing happens in that game. Yeah. What do you mean? They just go and have ice cream every goddamn day and then complain about life. Was the day-to-day so boring that I just didn't get to pay attention to the rest of it then? Like... Okay, so you hit the same issue I did, where I was like, man... What's the point of them just... Why am I watching them eat ice cream every day? Like, I get that it's setting a tone or whatever, but like, there's such a thing as too much tone setting. Yeah, we never got to like anyone actually saving the world either, and I was under the impression that they were all evil, but then you're like, oh no, but they're not actually all evil, and I just got so confused, and you're like, oh, you'll see, and then we just never got to see. But they're also trying to make their own heaven? Okay, but that's a little, like, that's like saying Team Galactic aren't entirely evil people, and you're like, I don't know, man. I don't think Team Galactic did. Pretty sure that was like... Is that really why they're trying to make their own heaven? Okay, but that's different. How many of them actually believe that reason? How many of them genuinely believe that reason, I should say, too? Not like... Which Ansem? I see. Okay. So, here, let's see how much of this I got correct for, like, timeline-wise, of what I know has gone down so far. Kingdom Hearts 1, they're all chilling on an island. To start. Shit hits the fan, and they all get pulled into, like, separate worlds. Which is because... Okay. Don't go into detail, but it's because the Riku and Kairi are, like, quote-unquote kidnapped. No, they're just literally just pulled into another world for no reason. Riku ends up in the... No, but like, she is taken at some point. She is taken at some point of Kingdom Hearts 1. Because isn't that how you, like, literally meet the first couple of members of Organization 13? I am. No, I'm talking about one. No? I see. I thought they were the ones that were like. I thought they had like that grandeur plan that pulled Kyrie away from Sora. Yeah, so isn't that the start? Isn't that during one though? That's like actively happening? Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Hang on. So I got it right. It is like Ansem, evil Ansem, technically pulled Kyrie away from Sora to try to build the thing. That is the textbook definition of like a pseudo kidnapping. Okay, so Kyrie's pseudo kidnapped. I don't think Riku was though. I think Riku just got lost when shit went down. Well, it's like because he got lost at the start of one when everything blew up in their face on the beach or whatever, and then they like the darkness, the like actual physical power of darkness or whatever was like, Sora doesn't like you. Oh, I see. That was Maleficent doing it? Okay. I see. Yeah. Yeah. And that's like what caused the whole, the memory place problem. In the when? Okay. I'll get back to that one. We will return to that topic. But Riku is like told, like, your friend doesn't like you anymore. Ha 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 ha. Meanwhile, Sora is like trying to actively find him. And I'm pretty sure somewhere in one, I can't recall exactly how it happens, but I'm fairly certain Sora is even told at some point that Kyrie is okay. Riku says it? Wait, Riku says it? Oh, I see. Yeah. But then he's like trying, so then you go and you fix a bit more darkness and like try to actually save the worlds or whatever. To which point, oh, hello, Dennis Stormer, thank you for the follow. I saw you gave a Twitch whisper, so I'm assuming you're a bot. That's just my assumption with any Twitch whisper now, though. Anyway, okay. So you go and you're just like saving the world from the spreading darkness because of the attempt to like make a new Kingdom Hearts or whatever that blew up the doors. Okay. So you go through, and at some point through saving the darkness, Sora is like, "Oh, we kind of did it," and is then like, "We need to actually like get Riku back to fix another issue." No. I got my timeline wrong. Hang on. No, first they end up like going to Castle Oblivion. And that's like the end of one. Okay, the bit I'm forgetting is who is the main villain in one? Yeah. Who's the big bad? Okay, so it is Evil Ansem that made the like Princess Nuke. Okay. Gotcha. So then Well, no, no, okay, yeah. That I was, well, that I was gonna get to with the whole like. There's another issue they don't address until later as well in like extra flashback bit. But yeah, you do have to like beat up Riku at some point. Um, so like you beat up Riku, you beat up Ansem, beat up everyone essentially. But then in Castle Oblivion, Sora becomes a Heartless. But then also still like controls his Heartless enough or something to power friendship his way to saving the day. Without getting into any, without hang on, without getting into any other events, I want to only stick to Kingdom Hearts 1 for a moment to clear these up. Okay. I just wanted to clarify. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's in Sora. Oh, that makes this even worse and more confusing. Goddamn. Okay. Okay. And then at the same time, because Sora became a Heartless, uh, Roxas is made. Now, hang on. Well, I was gonna say, then what we learn is that because Kairi also had no heart, because it was like stolen and put into Sora, she has a Heartless, aka Naminé, who is entered. Well, okay, sorry, whatever. I said it was her Heartless. It's her nobody. You know what I mean. No, because her heart was put into Sora. Because when a person like dies or whatever, they get split into the two: the Heartless and the nobody. Okay. Then, yeah, when she had her heart like stolen and put into Sora, she didn't get a Heartless, but she got a nobody because the lifeless like the heartless thing remains. And hang on, no. Oh, that's not why Nobody exists. Okay, well then. Well, okay, sure. Without going into any of her purpose or whatever, because I want to go into that and be like, what was she up to? Because I think I know what that was all about. Why was she made in the first place? Just made. I see. No, that doesn't make sense then, though. But no, but she. No, okay. No, hang on. I will contest this at a later point. Because there's like a whole other bit to get to before I can contest it. So, to get into it, in pure like essence and ease of understanding, we will just continue to call Naminé Kairi's nobody. Out of pure technicality, even. So, the Naminé then has to like fix Sora and his memories. That's at the end of card game? Okay, so card game throughout is like Organization 13 fucking with Naminé still, or whatever? Because they were trying to make a Keyblade wielder, and to do that they needed to understand Sora and his memories, so they needed her to make the memories so they could then or fix the memories so that they could then map it to be used. I see, but that's what they laid out their plan as. Yeah, but then that failed. But that fails like really early on in the card game though, doesn't it? No, that does fail at the end of card game? Okay, because I know for a fact that part 2 of that whole like stupid Naminé storyline part is Naminé has to refix Sora's memories. So that yes. So then from there until 2, Sora is put to be in his own comatose. At which point, Roxas now exists. When does Roxas come in? But he doesn't actually like do shit until then, though, is what I mean. I see, and that's the one. That's my missing memory link, anyway. Though is the one that I'm like. That's funny. That's pretty funny. That is really funny to me. Okay, so either way, for the sake of overall world story, I'm gonna say that like I just didn't know what Roxas was up to, so like to me, he shows up end of card game. That's like when you first kind of see him, because I don't actually know what it is exactly he's doing in between then and now. He's doing something alright, but no clue what the something is. Okay. So then we have card game, and then we have like the 3-5 David over 2 is why I'm like, that's just pseudo missing link. Because it had like the stuff that happens a bit after card game, I thought would be completely irrelevant because it's all kind of covered in 2 anyway. Okay, so then Naminé is then near end of card game / early part of 2. Naminé is tasked with fixing Sora's memories. At which point, someone in the organization gets a bright idea to be like, what if we just made someone who could use a Keyblade? Because then, if we can control the key, we can control the rest of this bullshit. And problem solved. So, They want to use Naminé to do this because Naminé has like been fixing up Sora. No? What? Where? What? No? Well, no, they do. Okay, I guess I can get to that as that weird bit is revealed then, because it is a point in 2 that happens. But I can see where the confusion would lie in that they don't technically go through her to do it, but they do use her to do it. Okay, so in 2, we start 2 and we learn that like we go through the Roxas memory while we are unknowingly not in the real world. And get to that bit later. At some point in the opening sequence, there's a bit where Naminé leads Roxas to Sora. And they fuse and become one. Then we learn. Then, like, Sora basically has to do the, like, get out of here, the mumbo jumbo. But we learn that Sora's get the out of here mumbo jumbo is fake because they're in a data world. Because we're bringing Tron logic into this. Oh, Roxas entered the real world for this shit? I see. Gotcha. So, okay. So he finds Sora in real world. Okay. Now, in 2, we are Sora, we in real world. Sora wants to find both Riku and Kairi. Or nah, he doesn't necessarily know that though. Sora does quite literally have to question until you eventually see Mickey. Sora has to question what's happening with Kairi too. He does explicitly state he is concerned for her well-being because he doesn't know where she is. At the same time, he still believes she is safe because the last thing Riku said about her was, "Don't worry, I got it." So Sora is now going, okay, if Riku's got it, I need to go find Riku. And we set off on like a massive journey essentially to find Riku. Oh, you know what else I missed? What is the card game one? What is that called? What's the card game one called, Snowy? Chain of Memory, thank you. Okay. There's like 2 major bits in Chain of Memories I forgot about. One of which is that we learn that's how you learn Sora's memories can be manipulated because they make you refight Riku. Whatever. They make you refight Riku. Because it's not the same Riku because he does still actively think you hate him. Yeah. But that's kind of my whole point of, like, we learned there that memories can be manipulated. Because they are manipulating memories in order to do real shit. What do you mean? No. They're, like, using the memories we have, but, like, literally changing them in a way that makes us panic more. No? I see. Well, but that's also all in the memory castle where nothing and everything are real all at the same time. I see. Gotcha. Okay. I think that's where you were running issue into with my statement. Okay. So then, either way, we learned that they can, like, do this weird stuff with memories. And it's kind of scary because, like, yeah, as you said, it's very real, but also very much, like, just based off of a memory. So it's still very, like, flimsy, but is still real in a sense, whatever. Yeah, okay. So then, that whole bit happens, and in the meantime, Riku is also going through, like, a journey of self-discovery. Who is he with, by the way? And if... Okay, I was gonna say, I was about to be like, and if you say just Ansem, I swear to God. Yeah, okay. Well, good guy Ansem... Yeah. Good guy Ansem comes to back to where we were of, like, Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah. But then in 2... we break out, we get into the real world, and we go, oh, Riku gone missing, whatever, but he's the last one to have seen Kairi as well, and said Kairi was safe. I need to make sure my friends are okay. So he goes through, like, Sora goes through, gets sidetracked in the most ADHD fashion imaginable in finding everyone. Because, like, at least in 1 you're fixing the worlds of their darkness. Man, in 2 you are literally just like, oh, this guy killed your father? Man, that sucks. Let me go kill him for you real quick. Yeah, but that's just the Chippendale parts. That doesn't matter. Oh, is it? I didn't get to see any of those cutscenes. Uh-huh. Okay, so 2 come around, we fix worlds, he gets super sidetracked, blah, 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 blah. The major takeaway comes in the form of, and I hate that I'm saying this because it is without a doubt the worst decision they've ever made, and it's really annoying that it works like this. But all of the important info is literally just in Tron. All of the important info is in Tron, all of it. So, at some point, we get access to a computer. I do not 100% remember, but I am 90% sure that this is originally like an Organization 13 computer. No? Whose computer is it to start? Okay, it's Good Guy Ansom's computer. Man, it's so hard to... Hmm? I see. It is so hard to understand who owns what in this game because they decided to do Tron logic. And for whatever reason, determined that Tron logic needed to also determine the rest of the entire world logic. And that's what pisses me off the most. Because they bring Tron into the rest of like all of Kingdom Hearts to keep the data thing in line. And it's so annoying. So at some point, we catch up with Mickey in 2. I know Mickey was the first major like character we saw for the reoccurring plot. And Mickey was just like, oh, I know a guy who could help us. It's Ansem. And he sent us to good version of Ansem. But good version of Ansem wasn't at his actual lab the first time we went there. Because that's what gets you involved in the Tron thing in general, is like... Villain of Tron is just like, but what if I just pulled him in? And got more data to use. This would be fun. Because Tron Villain's also a piece of shit. I hate him. It's so stupid. It's such a dumb plot, man. So we get pulled into Tron, to which we learn there are now technically 2 different types of people that can exist. Almost 3, actually. But the third one is like weirdly complicated. Because Tron logic always determines that there are 2 people that can exist at the same time. There is a person and there is a data person. A data person is a exact replica of a person that has been digitized, but not in the normal digitized sense, because Tron logic always means that it's not just a one-to-one scan copy of like you, it's a one-to-one scan copy of your physical essence. That is why, and that's why Sora can use the Keyblade in Tron. Then, at some point, I don't know when this part happens, but someone from Organization 13 saw that Sora interacted with the computer in some way. I don't even know how he got word that he was in the computer. That's another bit that bothers me entirely. But then Organization 13's plan is, hey, Sora can use this in the computer. Which means we could technically replicate a Keyblade wielder. But to do that, they needed to know how to make a Keyblade wielder. And that's like their entire... Oh, I'm losing you? They like literally walk in on Sora using the computer at one point. Are they not? Yeah. I see. I see. Okay. Then that makes it even dumber because I'm like, I don't know where Organization 13 actually gets the whole plan, but I know their plan. Hmm? The plan to use the data versions of people to replicate a Keyblade wielder. They were using nominate logic to do it? Well, because I thought the whole point was that there is evil Roxas, or evil Riku, sorry, who is memory version of Riku that they then used data to make a real version of. No? You said he was a replica. He's from their... And they talked about how they used the Tron data to remake Sora's memories. I hate this. Why did you have to be into this? But, like, how do they make them real then? Well, they took the memory and they made it a real thing that could leave the castle. I see. Well, because their plan was to use that whole thing to make a Keyblade wielder at some point. Yeah. Okay, so their plan throughout all of 2, though, is like make a Keyblade wielder, essentially. Or at least that's what they present their plan at first. It does kind of like change right at the end, but it more so changes because of Ansem and not anything they did. Well, there's like red haired dude left. And blue haired dude. He does quit. Oh, you do kill him too? I see. Yeah, but he can't get Roxas back. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is where this gets really annoying to me, and I'm going to come back to that whole nominee thing. So, at some point in 2, we learn about other, like, Zemnis is his name. Zemnis is original Old Man Xehanort's nobody. Okay, I got that part right. And so it's like it's been his plan all along to do the whole like make a Kingdom Hearts thing. Yeah, and he is the one who was like, oh, like the backup plan is just we'll just make our own Keyblade wielder then. Because that was the whole point of the really funny Battle of the Egos on top of chairs. To which that is what I'm referring. That is what I referred to for the cutscene in 2 when like they have that really big argument, but they're all just sitting on like weirdly tall chairs. Yeah. The one where the perspective also like shifts halfway through, and so sometimes the people who are looking up look like they're looking down, even though they're still looking up at someone else. Yeah. So, okay, in meeting room, that's where he's like, "Oh, we're gonna just make our own Keyblade wielders," and then they're just like, "Can you do that?" And he's like, "I guess. I made a data world. It worked." And that's what confused me the most too, because they call it like, I don't even know what they call their stupid data world. They call it like digitized or something. But like they also use that to refer to the Tron stuff, which makes it sound like they're just using the Tron logic. But then half the time they are and half the time they're not, because Ansem is using Tron logic for sure. Good guy Ansem, I mean. Good guy Ansem, 100%. Good guy Ansem, 100% using Tron logic. That's like guaranteed confirmed, because Sora, Donald, and Goofy are literally, like, their essence is literally the password to the system at the end. Because they're like, oh, we need to change the password, but what do we change it to? And he's like, I just changed it to the 3 things I knew best, you guys. And I'm like, cringe. But, like, I guess it works. So, Xemnas, evil, and then we have, like, good guy Ansem, who also trying to fix things, kind of. Because it turns out good guy Ansem also wanted to, like, kind of make his own Kingdom Hearts? Not like... Oh, what was he doing? He did make, like, a Heartless Nuke, though, as well. He did, like, also make a Heartless Nuke in the process. What was good guy Anson's, like, fuck up them? Okay, so when he's referring to the making of the Kingdom Hearts, he's referring to the organization's attempt and how he tried to fuck with it. But then, because he's using Tron logic and they're using a different data logic, that's where the, like, our modes of existence are incompatible comes in and creates data nuke. Question mark. At some point, Tron, like the literal dude Tron, says to Sora that their modes of existence are incompatible. Because Tron can't leave the digital world anymore. He doesn't have a real essence to return to. He only has the digital essence. When he says that, they are also talking to, like, this is either shortly before or shortly after, and Ansem actually shows up in the lab and is talking to Sora about the making a Kingdom Hearts plan. Maybe not, like, shortly after, but, like, it's without getting sidetracked and going to other worlds shortly after. Because they make Sora, Donald, and Goofy the new passwords or whatever, and then the next time we see them in that room, they have Ansem and Riku. No? Is it just Riku?
No, you definitely see Ansem before that, but not the same Ansem, I guess, because they do also. Yeah, yeah. Because Sora, Donald, and Goofy also go through the like Mickey's like library or whatever that place is, where they Mickey. I don't know whose library it is, but they go through a like. I see. Is that Ansem's place? Whose place is that? Yeah, and then that's where Red Bandage Ansem shows up. Because he's sitting on the like sitting on the chair waiting for them or something. No. Who is he talking to on the chair when he's on the chair? I see. Man, but it is but it is confirmed that Ansem, the good guy Ansem anyway, is using that like the Tron logic to try to fix things. Because it's his system that we go into. Like, it is literally a good guy Ansem's computer that has the Tron system in it. The problem with the Tron system is that here's where this is also coming into confusion, is that I know what Tron itself is about, like the actual thing Tron. Because the whole problem of Tron, like the actual Tron, is supposed to be not explicitly arcade game, but was supposed to be arcade game. That is where the digital world of Tron originated from, was someone trying to sort out online an arcade game cabinet. And it created a whole other world where the system admin is evil. And every time people played the arcade game, system admin was like, what if I just kept you here, though? And it pissed people off. Okay. I see. That's even more annoying, because then that means they use and don't use Tron logic at the same time. With Tron logic, you can't just half-ass your logic like that. That's not how that works. But at least, like, with the other worlds they go into, they keep the world logic the same. Tron, they literally must have thrown it out the window, because the whole problem with Tron is that in the ending of one of the stupid Tron things, the whole bit is that someone copies and uploads the concept of Tron to the internet and is like, hey, look at this cool old retro game I found. It's called Tron. And that causes a whole other issue of now people on the internet can just be abducted and dragged in. And that's where this comes into a problem of, like, they're using data to copy people and, like, fix Sora's memories and shit. But then Tron logic also applies, and then the people in Tron mentioned that Sora has really interesting data alluding to the fact that they can, like, read just the fact that he has, like, so many weird, broken, and re-pieced memories that are, like, half-assed and incomplete. That the only, like, conclusion I came to was, okay, so they're using Tron to, like, fix shit, but also don't know how to use the Tron stuff because system admin's a piece of shit, man.
Okay, that's dumb. I hate that, because now I know nothing about Kingdom Hearts 2 anymore then. Either way. Yeah. You can do Untron-related data stuff. Yeah. But they both exist in the same space sometimes. Stupid. Anyway. The whole bit that I was going to get to with, like, I want to object to nominee. We go through 2 or whatever, we find Xemnas, we defeat him. But, like, either shortly before or shortly after, I do not recall the order of cutscene when there were so many back-to-back. And so many goddamn chipmunk scenes that I just had to pace out in between, too. But at some point, Sora, Roxas, Kairi, and Naminé are all in the same place for a moment. Kairi explicitly, alonely reabsorbs Naminé. And Sora does the same thing with Roxas at the same time. Because Roxas and Naminé are also like, oh, we'll hang out together when we hang out as these 2 idiots. That process was also stated to be the rejoining of a nobody and their, like, original hearted self. So if that's the case, then that means Naminé is 100% Kairi's nobody. Kairi's heart or Kairi's heart's nobody? Like, what? I see. So Sora and Kairi had to be in the same place for Naminé. But Roxas and Sora were merged anyway because they are just like the one and the other or whatever. Uh-huh. Well, my stream might have to end early today. My system is having the biggest of heart attacks. Yeah, I just, like, actually almost died to a crocodile for the first time today. We're gonna task manager and see what's bringing up all my processing. Let's try to find the culprit. I see. Take a guess. No. OBS is fine. It's taking up more network, but it's fine. Yeah. It's Winrose, man. Yeah, I think the other issue is I wasn't paying attention, and I don't remember whether or not I actually restarted my server. And if you don't restart the server, it can definitely bloat up to like 22 gigs of RAM.
Okay, we're gonna quit the game. Kind of. I can see the well skills you're looking at, right? I see. I'm gonna let me go back. Let me look at the bottom one for a second. Let me look at yours in comparison. Oh, it does show both at the same time. Man. Yeah. Broke the jaw is the problem. I see. Then I think you leaned a little too close to that one then, if you want it to be in between them all. Well, that's kind of the point. That's kind of, I'm like that. You kind of should be doing that then, though, because that it looks like it's. Well, then don't worry about the thing as much as worrying about the stuff. Ooh. I just looked at the server load. Take a guess as to how much memory was being used. Memory and CPU load at the same time. Before I restarted. No, not that high. Luckily, it was still like 50%. It was 11.5 gigs with a CPU load of 82%. I have been playing too long, or the server's been running way too long. Yeah. Okay. So here's my ultimate question. Why do Donald and Goofy stay with Sora? The first game, I see. I was like, the first game has the answer of like, they're looking for Mickey. Didn't he go missing though? That was like, oh, is that he went missing and told them to find Keyblade Wielder if he ever went missing or something? Like what? I see. I gotta say, that is like the funniest way to go missing if you're a king. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, but like, I'm like, can you imagine? You're in like feudal Europe or something, and you just like walk into King Arthur's chambers to see a chair with a tiny little notepad on it saying, "Go find the sword. Go find the Lady of the Lake." In the Disney castle? No. Uh-huh. I don't remember. I have issue with how they pulled off Alice in Wonderland 1, by the way. Why, or is it 1 or 2, sorry, for Kingdom Hearts that has Alice in Wonderland? I see. Because I'm like, they focused on the exact wrong plot for a first show of Alice in Wonderland. because I'm pretty sure they technically tried to go on the Through the Looking Glass plot for some reason. Where they're like, no, but Disney Alice also follows normal Alice in Wonderland plot. And there is like, it does have a Through the Looking Glass bit of Disney's Through the Looking Glass is supposed to be the point in which the Red and the White Queen actually like make up because the Red Queen or the White Queen, sorry, apologizes for stealing the Red Queen's like tart and then blaming it on her. What? Why does the Queen apologize then? That's fucking. She will. Well, kinda. No. Okay, hang on. Hang on. I think I know where that part went wrong. Because in part of the thing, I know one of the bits is like Maleficent has been going around fucking with the worlds too. Right? And I'm like, I thought then that Maleficent's bit was convincing the Red Queen that she was a Heartless. I remember laughing at that bit where I'm like, it was really funny because there is supposed to be a point in which the Queen is convinced that she's like not the good guy, but she just gets more evil anyway. Because she's just a piece of shit in general. But I was like, oh, why is she a piece of shit in this one? Because in normal Alice, even in Disney one, it's like, White Queen stole my tart and blamed me for the crumbs. No, I know. I'm not saying she's part of the Kingdom Hearts. But I was just like, I was under the impression that the Red Queen was mad this time because she was convinced she was a Heartless. Oh! You know what I'm willing to bet it was? Now that I think about this, I'm pretty sure what could have happened then is like, Sora is talking about Heartless a lot, and Alice does call her a Heartless piece of shit. Probably just the two of those things getting kerfuffled together. That's what I'd be willing to bet. Red Queen just being like, what do you mean you made me a Heartless? You stole my heart? How dare you? Off with your head. Goodbye. Yeah. That's my thought process. I don't know if it's true or not. Kingdom Hearts is too confusing. Okay, I can make level 3 weaponry. I cannot make level 3 armor yet, so I need to work on making the level 3 armory stand thing. Oh, I just need to kill those dudes too? Oh, I only need 10 linen fabric and I can do that. Good, let's do that next then. Yeah, I'm just like I listened to all. I'm trying to get through Kingdom Hearts, man. I really am. I always get to laugh at the very. I see. I always get to laugh at the very end because I'm just like, man, I really did pick the better of games to get overly deep into for like plot stuff with Mass Effect, huh? Is there even friendship in Kingdom Hearts? You're fighting with everyone every single game on whether or not you're their friend. It's so annoying. Yeah, so you keep being like it's about the friendship. Like what friendship? I see. Oh, I did appreciate watching Goofy fucking die. That, and I will say, that brought forth the most annoying, ear-piercing, like... I hate hearing Donald cry. But there's a point right after he cries that's even worse, where he goes to fight whoever, like, threw the rock, because they didn't know who threw the rock at the time. And Mickey is just like, "We'll pay for they'll pay for this." They'll pay for this. So stupid. The the worst part is everyone excludes the most annoying part of that cutscene that happens literally 2 seconds later, where Donald runs into the battle giving his like quote unquote battle cry. And it's just like I'm just like, who? No, you really do hear him way too much during the game. Him saying "I've got it" needs to shut the like. I wanted him to shut the hell up. And does he though? I also remember watching Frog Heaven at one point of him going, "I got it," and then he immediately got domed and died. Yeah, the Frozen. I have seen the Frozen clip. I showed it to Tiddles too. I see. I still think I chose the better of the two then with Mass Effect. Mass Effect, man. Yeah, there's some really funny moments in Mass Effect. Because they're you're in my favorite video game franchises. So I'm trying to understand both, to understand if I would like yours more than mine or not, or if I just like mine more. I'm like, no, I like mine more because it's funnier and well, I wouldn't say explicitly funnier as much as it is like at least on par. But it's got a better story for sure. Mass Effect story is just like aliens be evil. That's all you need to know. Everyone's a space racist until they're not. Yeah, that's why you'll hear so many people complain about Ashley is she's like an extreme space racist. But if you go through her entire like actual plotline 1 through 3, it's really funny and actually kind of endearing that she's like there's like a line in there at some point in 3 where she's like, "I don't know what I would have done without you, Shepard. Like, think of it 3 years ago. I wouldn't have had, like, accepted help from a Batarian, let alone, like, Garrick's." And you're just like, uh-huh, I understand that you're racist. Go on. And she's like, Yeah, but now look at me. I mean, there was a whole. I had like a whole fling with. I can't even remember what dude or whatever it was, but like she just like busts out the bomb of like, oh yeah, I had sex with an alien. I'm no longer racist. Just like, I'm sorry. That's that's not how this works. Yeah, Ashley's funny, but she's stupid at the same time. Yeah, there's moments like that. There's like, I know one of the lines you've heard for sure is the I'm Commander Shepard and this is my favorite store in the Citadel. Or like someone will just be like, and this is my favorite thing on the thing. That's where the meme has descended into at this point. Yeah. It's because in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, there is always at least one person, but in Mass Effect 1 it was like 6 different people who, if you wanted to get a discount from their store, you could in oh sorry, it wasn't in 1. It's in 3 that there's like 6 different ones. And 2 it's like the start of it or whatever. But there's like 6 different places on the Citadel you can go to. And they'll be like, oh yo, I'd be willing to throw in a discount if you like give me a little sponsorship real quick. And the sponsorship is you going like, oh, I'm Commander Shepard and this is my favorite store in the Citadel. What then devolves into happening is every single store will like have that little soundbite play sometimes when you pass. So you can pass like 6 stores in a row where you just hear, "I'm Commander Shepard, this is my favorite store in the Citadel," just as you're casually walking around in Mass Effect 2. It's great. There's also some really, really good like renegade lines if you play through as the quote-unquote evil playthrough. Because they'll just be like, and who do you think you are deciding what species gets to live and die? And your comeback is just like, the one who literally pressed the button to save everyone's life. And they just immediately have to go, oh. Oh, you're that? Oh, you are Shepard. Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't know. And you're just like, yeah, well, maybe next time shut the fuck up. Like, there is no coherency with anyone giving any insults or anything, unless it's Shepard giving a really quick comeback to just be like, alright, fine, next time I'll let the Batarians live, and you can explain to everyone why you're being wiped out by a war that should have started 5 months earlier. And they're just like, oh. Yes. Oh, it's because he's too big. Yeah, but he's a little too big to be to be non-distracting. That's better. Uh-huh. I really should try to like play Mass Effect for you at some point. Yeah, it's great and also terrible at the same time. Terrible as in if you play Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2 is very annoying because you're just like conscripted to work for the villain, and every chance you get, you have to either justify why you're still working for them, or be evil and be like, nah, I'm on the side of the space racists. Yeah. But it's still a really good game. Mechanics are very solid. Gameplay is smooth. Dialogue is like some of the best it's ever been. And the overall finale is so good that like it doesn't matter how many times you play through it, you will never get tired of it. Not to mention, it was also one of the first games that actually lets you like... So, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 all have quote-unquote good and bad endings, right? Who is special in the sense that the bad ending and the 100%, like there's 3 endings, good, or 100% good, good, and bad ending. And bad ending only occurs if you explicitly don't listen and get people killed. Yeah, because they'll give you hints on like how to not get people killed, or they'll be like, oh, you have 2 people who can go and do this task. One of them is really good at doing the task, but can't watch his back. The other one knows how to watch his own back, but will take a lot longer. And we don't know if we have the time. Who do you want to send in? And you have to be like, A, the person has to have actually been upgraded on your team at some point, or like you had to have had levels to put into them. And B, you have to then send them out and be like, you gotta watch your own back, man. We need to do this fast. Let's go. And if you do it right, then it's just like, oh yeah, they're okay. Oh hey, I know this song. Yeah, that one's like on an actual playlist of mine too. Yeah, so I'll send you a list tomorrow, by the way, of the haunted science assets that still need to be done. But I did realize, like, yesterday or something like that, whenever I last tried to do the multiplayer thing, I realized that there was actually still some icons that I also didn't include on the list, because I pulled the classic mistake that I even warned that it was going to happen, of like, I made the haunt happen, but I left the icon blank at some point. And I just never got around to asking you for the icon. So like I have to go through and see what blank ones have an icon now and what ones don't, and that's gonna take like a good few hours. Yeah, man. I will give in though and make haunted science smaller. You just want like the 3 maps then or something, or? I'd say 5. It is my own hubris that led to the like having to go back on it. Like that's the other issue with pricing a game, is that it's not pricing art. You can't just price for how much time you put into it. Because that's just not how pricing a game works, man.
Does that make sense? Hello? Maybe. Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think I have that in this. Even $10 one. Yeah. I do want to return to the idea of haunted science, though. I just don't know how. Maybe make a sequel or something someday, or like maybe make a spin-off or like something else. I do like our IP of haunted science. But I think it's also been one of those things that I'm like, it was a mistake not just going and trying to make Pirate in the first place. I return to Pirate more than any other aesthetic. I think I play sci-fi stuff half as much as I play other random Pirate stuff now. And so I need to get it off my chest at the very least, if that makes sense. You know? You're saying "aha," but you sound like you don't understand. For what, Tides? No, Tides is like, I am going to spend so much time making the perfect, and I mean spot on, core functionality perfect pirate game that I will always either look at Burnout and be like, I am burnt out now. Pirate game done. Oh well, it's done. GG, easy, whatever. Or the other alternative of like, I will look at trying to make another pirate game and be like, I can't match Tides, and just work on something else instead. I am thinking the issue is that like I might have to get you more involved with the bakery one in between Tides and whatever happens after. Yo. Well, because bakery one, if I can get you to like have a good, clean, like if I can make an engine, I can make something that you could program in. You don't have to program, but like you have to do more design than not. In pure essence, that's how anything works anyway. What do you mean? I am referring to like what's a very detailed example? Okay, let's say you want customers at your bakery to have like a happiness thing, how happy they are. I cannot just take you saying, oh, I want them to be happier when they have good item. I need numbers. Yeah. But I'm saying I can actually make something in which you could just put in those numbers on your own. Kinda, yeah.
If you want to design it, that means you have to tweak like the balance and stuff like that, right? Yeah, so that's what I'd be doing. It was like, is your game balance? You want us to fix it up then? Uh, game difficulty is never something that gets either easier or harder. It is always just a pain in the ass if you don't know how to do the math. So this is a skill that I will forever say I don't know where I learned it, but I'm insanely good at it. Is when you see me put in numbers that I'm like tweaking up and down a little bit, where I'm like, oh, this should be 82, not 85, or this should be 87. I use that skill to balance my games, where I'm like, no, I think he should do like 12.3 damage a shot as a base, and people would just be like, but why? And I'm like, because it just feels like it's the best balance. Yeah, yeah, I have math powers. That's my autism. We've already determined this. My autistic subclass is math functions. You remember the pizza delivery formula? The pizza delivery formula? Nice. I see. I forgot I wrote it on your wall. I was looking for it the other day. Thought I wrote it down somewhere else. Apparently not. Okay, that brings an interesting question in, actually. Should Pizza Rogue be 2D, but single players or local? No, I was thinking Gungeon style. Regardless, I think Gungeon is more fitting than Pizza Tower for aesthetic. No. Hmm? Oh. I have to get to you about that one. I have to question file formats with you at some point. 2D and 2D animated are two very different things, and I am now in the process of trying to figure out which is which. Because I can't just plug in 3 PNGs and say animate. That's where like a spreadsheet comes in, or a timeline comes in, time lapse, etc. Blah 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 blah. So I was going to question: do you know what a BMP format is? Bitmap. Great. Okay, so I do have to look into that. No. 2D animation. Because I'm like 2D animation, you can animate in Krita. No. Okay. So the good news is, I don't necessarily need to worry about this for tides. I cannot think. I don't think it has any animation other than the water. Yeah, which I will also need to figure out how to like redo with you at some point. Because like the water you gave me isn't really built for looping. No, but I made a loop in OBS in like a really clean way. I'm like, I would like that, but better formatted for actual game at some point. Yeah, that is a later issue though. But like, yeah, animating in 2D is going to be a whole thing. So
after Tides, if I do anything that requires animation, I'm like, you're gonna need to give me time to update the engine. But I would then like to update the engine to, first of all, I hope you know, for everything Tides, I'm gonna have to be a little, like a very little touch annoying and ask for you to export things as BMPs. Create a canon D to export into BMP directly. PNG is right near the bottom. All the way near the bottom. Yep, right there. Windows BMP image. I don't know about animation stuff yet, but as I said, the only thing I need to animate so far in Tides is like the background water, which is supposed to look like it looks on the OBS anyway. And then maybe some waves or like some menu image thing that I will just pour my heart and soul into for like a few hours or whatever. And make that one work regardless. But I believe BMP, the way it would work would be sprite sheet based, and that's where I was saying I'd have to update the actual like software, or the engine rather, because my engine plans right now don't really include fully flexible animations as much as they include like images and sprite sheets being changed from time to time. But if we wanted to do easy 2D animation, then I feel like I should update it to also take in like something you could easily read and be like, okay, this is how I make this be animated. You know what I mean? Even if you're not doing it, I want you to be able to read the thing so that I know it's that comprehensible for me to like show you an issue and ask how to fix in animations setup. Yeah, because I'm like, if there's a frame stutter or something, then I would want you to show me how to fix the animation frame stutter. But if you don't understand how the programming works, and I don't understand how the animation works, then we're caught in a really bad loop. Does that make sense? You know, your brain dying over there? Uh-huh. Your brain dying over there or something, by the way? Mm-hmm. I see. This is the kind of energy I only have as a result of a day that was this productive for me. I am still coming off of the, like... This is gonna sound weird and dumb, so don't take this the wrong way, but I was literally in tears that I got the engine to work today. Yeah, man. Childhood dream come true. This was even bigger than me wanting to make an MMO. It was like, I want to make my own game engine. Yeah, so now seeing that and having done it, you can understand why I'm just like, oh my god, I did it. The proof of concept works. Yeah. So many, like, I say I did this in a single day and got it to work in a single day because I had to learn all of the SDL stuff today. But that's not how that works. And I know it. This is the culmination of, like... I want to say almost 15 years of programming now. I've been using C++ since high school.
Are you kidding me? I need a single piece of hardwood to end stream? Fine.
Yeah, me making the engine was very big today.
And the next few like easy things I wanted to do are actually going to be really, really easy. I'm going to learn how to read from a file next, like just a basic text file or whatever, so that I can make a settings option essentially, or a settings file where it like reads directly from the file and just goes, oh, you want this to run in like borderless, or you want this to run in like full screen 1080 whatever. And I can finally fix the other issue I always have, where I am upset with games that always say like borderless windowed needs to be resolution size to work. And I'm like, that's not how that works. If you want borderless window on a smaller resolution, you should just see the rest of the window behind it. And you can still lock the cursor to the window. That's what borderless window is supposed to be, a window without a border. Why does borderless window have to mean full screen, but you can also move your cursor out of it? Or you can alt-tab easily. That's not how borderless works. But other engines and like stuff like that are so dumb and lazy that it just does it like that to like save the 2 megabits of processing that you need to save because everything else in the engine takes up like 52 gigs of RAM. I'm salty. Yeah, man. Borderless window in modern games is bullshit. Same with like upscaling and DLSS and all that crap. I'm like, it's gone. Not doing any of it. At least not in Tides. We get the window that's rendering, and that's it. I will figure out if I can unlock how many frames per second it runs at. Otherwise, I'll lock you at like 60 FPS. I know I can lock between 60 and 30. So at the very least, I can do that for like if you're running on a really low-end hardware or whatever. I want you to still be able to play Tides. Yeah, it is. It's my forever game. It's meant to last anyone in eternity just by having replayability, but be so optimal that they could keep the same computer for an eternity and still play the game. No, I think it's fine on the left there. Yeah. I feel like if you put them... Well, no, I'm gonna say, I feel like if you put him down there, though, now that he's like covering up other things, I feel like he should be behind the other things instead. Maybe he's gotta be in front. Why does he have to be in front? I see. Hey, there we go. The provisioners for the bounty hunter, or for the hunters that like hunt animals, now have one of every head hidden around their little den here. They got the boar on the right, the wolf there on the left, the crab in front of him, dodo head here, croc head here, and a goat head right outside. I don't understand that it's a jellyfish anymore, but I don't know if that's the point. Yeah, I don't know how well that went. Okay, I have one last like actual brain needed question for you. So, I've already determined that I'm doing the like immortality via soul mochi stuff at some point. I'm still kind of in the middle of trying to word it into tides properly to like be essentially how you keep accrue in tides forever or whatever, or how they keep reappearing. Because I thought that'd be a good way to do it. But so, okay. We have like the soul mochi stuff. I wanted to question if there is ever a bout that I wanted to do with zombies. Do you think zombies go in the sci-fi stuff or the fantasy stuff? I mean, like apocalypse level zombies. Sci-fi? Okay. I mean, there are the two options: sci-fi and fantasy. Okay, so they go in the sci-fi stuff. So that means we're unfortunately giving them into the haunted science crew. Elevator game I thought would be cool too. It's the right now my brain is also going through a whole bit of trying to question what is better for like suffering an engine and what is better for just you know giving in going 2D and making it in-house engine or whatever. That makes sense. But yeah, so I'm like, I have been going through all my old ideas, trying to question: is old idea worth keeping 3D or going into 2D? Elevator might actually be even better for 2D though. Cause like that would be a really interesting transition to go from top-down view when you're in the thing to side-scrolling view when you're actually going up to the next floor to top-down view when you're in a floor. So like if you're in the shaft, it's a side view. If you're in a location, it's a top-down view. Or if you're in a shaft, or yeah, that could be an interesting way to do it. And you can always have like a little camera that shows you the side view for the shaft or whatever. And that's just how you actually view the shaft. Wow, very pretty. What are your thoughts on elevator thingy? 2D or 3D? So, okay. I know I have. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I'll probably stick with 3D overall. Because like we do need to get used to the assets we got for this stuff. Although that one's mostly well, that's why I'm like, okay, 2D and 3D need to be separated, and then I need to determine what's 2D and what's 3D. So like tides, guaranteed 100% 2D, easy. It is my baby. We will see from there, though. I said I don't know. Say goodbye to stream and find someone to raid. Yeah, I will be back.